Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Sultanate of Oman stresses its commitment in achieving the goals of the Sustainable Development Plan 2030 during the UN plenary session of the High-Level Political Forum in New York. 21 Palestinians were killed in the Gaza Strip as a result of the Israeli occupation forces' bombing of refugee camps in the center of the Strip. And a technical glitch causes service disruptions in airports, banks, telecommunication companies and media outlets around the world. Welcome to our news centers. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Gustavo Petro of the Republic of Colombia on the occasion of his country's independence anniversary. The shooting incident in Wadi al-Kabir confirmed the unity and harmony of the Omani society and its rejection of all forms of violence, extremism and misguided ideologies. This incident also proved the efficiency of the military and security bodies in dealing quickly and decisively with the situation, ensuring the safety of Omani citizens and residents. The Sultanate of Oman is known for its promotion of peace and its denunciation of all violence and radicalism. This noble heritage resulted in solid societal awareness, which is a source of pride to everyone living on this homeland. May Allah the Almighty bestow continuous peace and prosperity to the Sultanate of Oman and bless it with harmony and unity among its people. May His divine grace shield on us, our beloved homeland, and remove all forms of dispute and discord. The Sultanate of Oman reviewed its path and strategy in achieving the goals of the Sustainable Development Plan 2030. This came during the plenary session of the High-Level Political Forum concerned with following up on the implementation of the UN Goals for Sustainable Development held in the United Nations headquarters in New York. The delegation of the Sultanate of Oman was headed by His Excellency Dr. Saeed bin Mohammed al-Saqri, Minister of Economy. Within the framework of strengthening joint investment and economic relations between the Sultanate of Oman and the United Kingdom, the Omani-British Strategic Consultation Team held its second meeting this year in Manchester City today. During the meeting, several topics related to economy, investment, business environment and opportunities to attract foreign capital were discussed, in addition to discussing aspects of cooperation in the field of building economic investment clusters for green energy and establishing an integrated system to promote the growth of small and medium enterprises. The Omani side of the meeting was chaired by His Excellency Nasser bin Khamis al-Jashmi, Chairman of the Tax Authority. 21 Palestinians were killed in the Gaza Strip as a result of the Israeli occupation forces bombing on refugee camps in the center of the Strip. The Palestinian Ministry of Health said Israeli forces bombed refugee camps and Gaza City in the north as tanks entered Rafah in the south. The Israeli aircraft also launched airstrikes on the towns of Zawaida al-Bureij camp and Deir al-Balah, which was crowded with displaced people. Meanwhile, the International Committee on the Red Cross, ICRC, said that healthcare facilities in the southern part of Gaza are on the verge of collapse. Mass casualties due to ongoing Israeli attacks and further strain is already struggling medical system. ICRC said a statement that repeated mass casualty events resulting from the unrelenting hospitalities have stretched to become a breaking point in the response capacity of the hospital and all health facilities in southern Gaza to care for those life-threatening injuries. Britain's new government announced today it has lifted the January funding suspension for the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees UNRWA and committed to providing $27 million in new funds. British Foreign Minister David Lammy told Parliament we are out overturning the suspension of UNRWA funding, adding that the UN agency was absolutely central to providing humanitarian aid to Gaza, which is facing a humanitarian crisis. UNRWA coordinates almost all the aid distribution in Gaza, but has begun struggling with the lack of finances after international donors cut off funding in January due to Israeli claims that some UNRWA staff were involved in Hamas's October the 7th attack. Air traffic, airports, banks, financial markets and media companies saw their operations disrupted due to an internet outage. The impact of the outage was widespread around the world, with US airlines reporting the suspension of flights due to communication problems. Spain also announced that all its airports were exposed to technical problems, while Berlin airport authorities announced that air traffic at the airport has been temporarily halted due to a glitch in the computer system. Media outlets, banks and telecommunication companies in Australia were exposed to service disruptions, and the government said the disruption appeared to be linked to the problem of the global cybersecurity company CrowdStrike. Still to come in our news bulletin. Integrated Aquaculture Forum is held at Oman Across Ages Museum in Manah. Welcome back to the News Center from the Sultanate of Oman Television. Today, the official price of Oman oil for next September delivery decreased by 44 cents to reach $84.39. The monthly average price of Omani crude oil for July delivery reached $83.89 per barrel, down $5.41 compared to the price of last June. Rahb Farm in the Wilaya of Shalim and Al Halaniyat Islands in the Dhafar Governorate, affiliated with the Oman Nakhil Development Company, is one of the pioneering projects in the Sultanate of Oman that contributes to achieving food, economic, social and environmental returns. The farm seeks to achieve a qualitative leap in the palm sector by applying the latest technologies and scientific developments in the agriculture sector, which contributes to enhancing the productivity of Omani dates and their ability to compete in foreign markets. The farm includes 40,000 date palm trees of the Al Fard and Khalas varieties on a total area established at 6 square kilometers and is 25 kilometers away from Marmoul Airport, indicating that the cultivated area is 256 hectares. The Directorate General of Agriculture and Water Resources in Al Dakhiliya Governorate held the Integrated Aquaculture Forum at the Oman Across Ages Museum in the Wilaya of Manah. The event was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Dr. Faisal bin Ali Zidi, Wali of Manah. More details coming in the following report.
The Sultanate of Oman, represented by the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources, aims to make the fish farming sector a fundamental pillar in the development and improvement of fish resources in Oman, to promote sustainable fish farming practices and enhance local production to meet the growing demand for fish. The Directorate General of Agriculture and Water Resources in the Dakhiliya Governorate held the Integrated Aquaculture Forum at the Oman Across Ages Museum in the Wilaya of Manah.
Aquaculture sector is a new sector in Oman. It is alternative sector for fisheries. Now the production reached this year is about 5,000. The plan of the ministry to reach 230,000 ton of production from the aquaculture sector. It's create job for SMEs. It's another sector can develop the economy of Oman.
Experts from the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources, along with other specialists, shared valuable insights on the global and local trends in aquaculture, economic importance of fish farming, and the investment procedures and opportunities in commercial aquaculture.
The paper will show the process how to invest in aquaculture, showing all the steps, starting from trying or giving your visibility study and giving your initiating or your beginning approval, then going all through all the process till you getting to the contract level and you sign the contract with the ministry.
The forum also addressed various critical topics, including fish quality and safety, integrated freshwater farming, and economic indicators for fish farms. Attendees also heard success stories from industry leaders and learned about the national plan for monitoring fish diseases. By fostering collaboration and sharing best practices, the event aims to drive innovation and sustainable development in aquaculture, ultimately contributing to the country's food security and economic growth. From Oman Across Ages Museum in the Wilaya of Manah, this is Saleh Khalfan al-Rahbi, Al-Dakhiliya, Governorate.
276 summer centers for nearly 10,000 students in South Sharqiya Governorate are participating in the summer program implemented by the Ministry of Endowments and Religious Affairs in all wilayas of the Governorate. The program focuses on the studies of the Holy Quran and continues until the end of August. The summer program aims to utilize students' free time effectively, develop their abilities in various fields, raise a generation proficient in the recitation and memorization of the Holy Quran, and teach kids general principles, values, and morals. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's news bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Sultanate of Oman stresses its commitment in achieving the goals of the Sustainable Development Plan 2030 during the UN plenary session of the High-Level Political Forum in New York. 21 Palestinians were killed in the Gaza Strip as a result of the Israeli occupation forces bombing of refugee camps in the center of the Strip. And a technical glitch causes service disruptions in airports, banks, telecommunication companies, and media outlets around the world. With that, we do come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here in the newsroom and the studios, it is good night, stay safe, and enjoy your weekend.